Well, hello, you lovely dandy people, and I have a very dandy video for you today. And would you know it, they have just recently tweeted, and it's going to be the information for the 9 Eza'S about God damn, what does a normal playing guy do with all this information? All right, okay, so they've broken it down. This is quite clever for them. All right, so we got the 1 LR Eza. That'll net you a nice 30 stones. Then we have the sub Ezas from the in UI Goku. This will be no stones, but these are nice. And then we have another 30 stones from the Battle of Gods edition, where 5 characters are coming from this. Wow. The two Tech Weeses, we have the Int God, of course, the Bulma with Vegeta, and then, yeah, it's looking pretty great, right? And then the nice beer is here. That's great. So, what are these Eza'S, right? Well, let's have a look through them. Boy, this is going to be a lot. Do you know, I'm going to focus, though, purely on these for now. So these actually all come out tomorrow, 23rd. All of them, global as well. Global and JP will get these tomorrow. So we're going to have a look at probably these 3 for now, because doing 9 in this video is going to be way too much. But tell you what, I'm super excited no matter what, and it's going to be difficult for them to go bad. I'm on Twitter courtesy from Docking Assets. The picture's kind of weird. It's like Krillin with Super Saiyan God. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. Right, so I'm going to have a look at these 3, and we're going to see what they're like, right? Okay, so we have Super Saiyan God, right? This is STR Super Saiyan God Blue. Right, this is Super Saiyan Blue. So let's have a look. So it's an all types 3 key, 80% attack in defense. That's not bad for your leader skill. That's pretty decent, right? So it's super attack, raises attack and defense for the turn. That's about it. So that is a 30% raise. Okay, fair enough. So we have 3 key, 150% to the start of turn. That's really nice. The 3 key, 150%. So you get 50% to stats when performing a super attack. Okay. And then when HP is 50% or above, you perform an additional normal, which has a 30% chance to become a super attack. And then, of course, you get 30% attack and defense and a chance to perform a crit 30%. So if you're above 50% HP, you get 30% to stats and a 30% chance to crit with a 30% chance to do an additional super attack. Lovely. And when there are 2 or more enemies, attack and defense 70% and a chance to perform a crit plus 20. All right, that's quite nice. So that will actually, okay, that is actually quite nice. So that will actually stack. So if you're against 2 or more enemies and you are above 50% HP, you'll have a 50% chance to crit. You will have 100% extra attack and defense. On top of the fact that you're going to get 3 key 150 at start of turn, you're going to give yourself a 30% raise and a 50% on super attack. God damn. So we have Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Warrior Gods, Kamehameha, Prepare for Battle, Saiyan Lineage, and Fierce Battle, Saiyan Lineage. Really, really nice. And all these are purely just attack links, and that's a key in attack. Realm of Gods, of course, Pure Saiyans, of course, Future Saga, Time Travelers, Goku Family, Kamehameha, Turtle School, Mastered Evolution, Bond of Friendship, Power Beyond, Bond of Parent, Accelerated, Earthbred, and Super Heroes. This is absolutely fantastic, right? This is brilliant. So, wow, I mean, just you get stats everywhere. So he's going to be, you get a situation where you're going to have 2 or more enemies, and that's going to be Super Battle Road. So let's think. Kamehameha, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans, Future Saga, right? It's going to work well with some Future Saga in there. Same with Time Travelers, Bond of Friendship, Accelerated Battle. Like, there's a lot of, I mean, like, wait till like superheroes and Earthbred Fighters, right? Wait till like Bond of Parents and Power Beyond get Super Battle Roads. This guy will be in it. I mean, there's no support in here, but he will be able to look after himself. Really, I like this. This actually looks really, really nice. This is actually pretty cool. So we're going to check out the. So I mean, ultimately, when you think of this, it's definitely a floating unit, right? It's definitely not a unit to keep around, because he gets quite a bit on attack, and then you get 2 or more enemies. So I mean, this will proc at the start of turn, but I mean you'll get the extra 50%, and then so you're going to get like 80% on top of all of this on super attack. So I mean, it depends on how he fares out. It depends on his links. In fact, can I not actually bring him up? Will it load? Will this load? Because if this loads out, I'll be able to actually do a proper look at him. Here we go. Right, so what is it? What are his stats? So he's been out for a while. He's been out since 2018. So he's 6 years old now. 5 years old, beg me pardon. So yeah, more or less. We're not too far away from May. So 5 years old. All right. So with that, it's probably fair to say you're going to have him close to like, you're going to have him there rainbow. So when he has his fully said done, 10,000, 10,500, that's not bad. I mean, you're going to be close to 10,000 then, right? Probably a lot of people have all the trees open for this unit, but don't put Kais into him. So, I mean, I can understand. I mean, the units that would you use this unit? Have you ever used this unit? No. When's the last time you used this unit? It's probably going to have been like a chain battle. Sure. All right. So, I mean, it's with these stats, it's pretty decent. He will have a 200% lead just from the realm of God, pure Saiyans, right? Superheroes, bond of parent, right? Power beyond. So, there's a lot on here. He could have 200% if that is your fancying, right? So that's enough of that one. We'll go into the next before we start going too crazy. And so I did a video on these, actually, funny enough, comparing them between the AGL and the STR, right? This is the movie hero. This is from Tournament of Power. I was wondering if the Tournament of Power God Goku would actually come into play, but it turns out it did, yes, which is brilliant. So we'll check out probably my favourite one of the two, which is the STR. Now, I said this had probably one of the best skeletons going, only because like he got it on super attack, and he actually got defense on his super attack effect. So this would be great. So I predicted it would be 77%. It's straight up to 80%. So that's even better. So that's pretty good for like a lot of free to play players, or if you're just grinding links, right? If that's your thing, you could just use this guy. So let's have a look. Supreme damage to enemy raises attack and defense by 50% for 3 turns. That's a weird way of phrasing it. Basically, it's greatly raised. He's going to greatly raise stats for 3 turns. So that's great. So prior to this, he just raised attack and defense. So they actually gave him, instead of a 30%, a 50%. That's ridiculous. That's going to be huge. So you need to keep him on rotation. But let's see what he gets. 2 key, 120%. That's pretty good as well. So, I mean, coming in with key is really, really nice. So you get an additional attack and defense 80% when performing a super attack. So they maintain that. But as I said on my previous versus video, what makes them great is they'll have a start of turn buff as well. So you're guaranteed an additional attack. So that's just a normal, which has a 30% chance of becoming a super attack if you're 60% or more. Similar to the other unit we just checked out, but there's another HP restriction, right? But this one's not as generous. This is 60% compared to 50. Plus an additional attack and defense 10% with each attack performed. Very nice. That's just attack. That's just on any attack, which is nice because you're guaranteed that additional. And then you reduce damage by 6% with each attack received up to 30. Ooh, you know what? I never foresaw this. Never foresaw this. I mean, we're always hoping that to make him meta relevant, you're going to have to give him something super fancy, right? It's going to be really great. So, actually, I mean, this is really great because you're going to greatly raise for several turns. Not only that, but you're going to be building up with each one. So you're going to have your regular attack, which would be, let's say it's a super attack. Then you're going to proc this off, which so let's say you got 2 attacks. Let's say that was that medium chance actually procced. So you're going to get 2 of these buffs, right? So you only need in the following turn. So you're greatly raised by 2. You're also going to get 20% from this, and then you're going to get the 80% just the once, because it is just the once. So, dude, what's he getting? So, you would get 50, you get 130, you would get 150 from this, because this will proc twice. So you're walking away with a minimum 150. Now, with each attack received, now you're not going to stick him in slot 1 because there's no dodge and he doesn't have this damage reduction straight out. If he had this straight out, that's probably a slot 1. I don't know, we'd see. But, I mean, what's his defense going to be? Not going to look too great. We are looking at, he does have a 200% lead. The other guy, you see, he's a little less, quite a lot less, 1,500, which we multiplied by a substantial amount after your X amount of leader skill, right? You see, the blue Goku, right? The STR God Goku Super Saiyan, whatever you want to call him. he did have start of turn. He had a higher start of turn, and he's got way more to his passive that he gets as well. And he comes out with more defense. The only reason this guy might have quite a bit less defense is probably because he reduces damage. So it remains to see how well that damage reduction can carry you. No doubt he's going to be quite powerful. All these attack stats, I mean, look at them. These attack stats are, I mean, they're not going to be too shabby. Previously, any of these units, I mean, they'd be lucky to break 1,000,000 with these, with actual start of turn buffs. I mean, even without support, you're probably looking somewhere between the 3 and 4 million. Again, he came out in 2018, so that's 5 years ago, right? So again, his awakening was quite a bit later, right? But I mean, people are going to have him. Well, at the very least, you're going to have all four trees. People probably do have him Rainbow, right? This might have been a more useful character at the time. So it's probably fair to say you're going to be hovering around this margin, right? This is actually pretty good. One of my favourite units. I've always loved this. So he has Godly Power, Shocking Speed, Super Saiyan over in the Flash Warrior Gods, First Awakened, Fierce Battle. He's on pretty much the exact same teams, right? First Awaken will be really great for some Bardoks, some UI Gokus and stuff like that. So that's really nice. Over in the Flash works out well with some units. It's mainly a Super Saiyan 3, but you also find the 5th anniversary units do rock over in the Flash. So some of these are really good. Realm of Gods is just ridiculous, but you don't really qualify as top tier only because you can make a pure Saiyans out of it. You can make a movie hero out of it. You can do Miraculous Awakening, Legendary Existence, for which, of course, all of these Miraculous Awakening, Legendary Existence, Accelerated, Power Beyond. Not like that one never needed it, but keeps getting buffs. Pure Saiyans. I remember doing a video saying that Pure Saiyans will probably always be number one, purely because whenever there's a celebration, it's just constantly getting buffs, that and Hybrid Saiyans. So it's absolutely mad. It is truly ridiculous. And then, of course, if we can go back, we are probably able then to look at the final one, which is AGL Goku. All right, yes, come on. Let's go back. And for some reason, it won't. Come on. Right. I will come back when we have. Oh, here we go. So AGL Goku now is the final one to have a look at. This is the Tournament of Power, so it's a bit of a funny one, but he did stack attack. It looks like now he greatly stacks attack. It's not even for the turn, dude. Okay, so all types 80%, so that's great. Greatly stacks attack. No defense though, so let's see. That was going to be a fear. Do you know, I kind of predicted that one, but I I just thought maybe they put defense on even just for the turn, but nah, it is that. So two key 120%. So okay, that's great. You get an additional attack and defense 80% on super. So again, that's pretty great, which will help out his greatly raised attack. You get a guaranteed normal that has a 30% chance of becoming a super attack when HP is 59% or more. It's basically the same as the STR thus far, plus an additional 10% stats with each attack performed, same, and chance of performing a critical hit. Okay, so it's basically the exact same. Only difference is instead of damage reduction, you're going to have crits. I mean, I could see that's going to be great. The guy greatly raises attack, right? Greatly stacks attack too. You're going to get attack on super attack as well as a starting buff. You got like over in the flash, which will work out well. You are not able to use them alongside the STR because they're the same name. But you have like Godly Power, Shocking Speed, and all of these are attack links. It's going to be ridiculous. Same sort of deal, except instead of movie hero, it's Rep 7, right? Rep 7 and TOP. So going to be great there. Now, there's a few people on here that I automatically think of, which would be great. Now, I know in the 8th anniversary at some point, the STR Blue Kaioken Goku will have his Easy A, which will make great off where you got like what is it, Warrior God, Super Saiyan, Godly Power, Fierce Battle, will really proc him up. Again, no support. So these sub Easy A's, they're largely the same. These two, it's funny. I did the video on these two in the comparison, and I feel like it might still be worth doing again because they are basically the same unit. Only one has damage reduction, one has crits. So what's his stats looking at? So we did have higher defense, but now after his Easy A, yeah, dude, he's got way higher defense. But again, it may not actually significantly less attack, but that might not so much matter considering he's got chance to crit and he's going to greatly stack, and he's got those normals, so it's really going to help. But I see You see, the thing is, while he has significantly higher defense than the STR counterpart, he has no defense in his passive. So he does build up, but it's only 5 attacks. You think physical cooler, right? He had similar sort of deal, right? But he had no defense in his super attack effect, and he had something similar to this, and he built up with each attack performed, but that was up to 8 times, right? So you could get like 200% out of it, right? So that's great. But this guy get 120. You can walk away with 200 here, and you can get away with 250, but I mean, the guy, it remains to be seen. It's basically physical cooler, but I mean, he takes not as long to build up. But without that defense, it's curious to see just how effective this is. Multiplied on your 170 and 200%, because I mean, he has a few. What is it? It's one, there's two, three. There's a few. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. There's a handful of 200%, right? So there's it's going to be the most curious one. I mean, this and the STR. I mean, side by side, they are basically the same unit, but the problem is the worst thing for this guy is if the STR unit, the version, that damage reduction does work out well and is greatly raised for several turns, does work out well, he will be better than this unit because defensive units age way better. And while he may output significantly more damage, and he might be more relevant on, say, TOP just for that link. Uh, he's not going to be a defensive unit, so again, he's going to hide this unit. So that's that unit. So that's going to cover these three. I'm going to have to do another video really on the rest because it's far too much to do the rest. But this is a sub easy A on these three, so that's fine, right? So it's plenty to do, it's stuff to do, and they come out tomorrow, as you can see. Come out in 11 hours at this time. And then, of course, my next video, I'll probably run through this. This is the Battle of Gods edition. I was wondering if they would do this. I was wondering if they'd do an easy 8 area, but no, they've done this. They should be worthy of 30 stones, and you get all of these. Right, but that's going to be it for this video. So these three. So I like this. I definitely find this to be interesting, and I find this to be great as well, but I'm most curious to how his defensive stats fare in a game where you definitely need like 1,000,000 defensive stat numbers just to get anywhere. Right, thank you very much for watching, and if you didn't like this video, well, it sucks to be you, but thank you and goodbye.